our friend, the Republican congressman from Indiana, Marlin Stutzman. Congressman, always good to see you. Welcome back, sir.
And thank you for having me. Great to see you as well.
We just got that update from our correspondent on the ground, Zach Anders, that Operation Epic Fury continues. I've been reading this article that you may have seen. It's kind of circulating around Washington and in national security circles by an Al Jazeera writer that the U.S.-Israeli strategy against Iran is working. And it goes on, point by point, saying, among other things, every aspect of Iran's ability to project regional power right now is being successfully degraded. And we've got it on the screen there. This is not a picture of U.S. failure. It's one of systematic, phased degradation of a threat that other presidents allowed to grow for 4 decades. Your reaction to the actual facts that the media doesn't want the public to hear, sir?
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Ed. I mean, you think about it. We probably couldn't have done this 10 years ago. We definitely couldn't have done it 20 years ago. We were, of course, dealing with the after effects of 9/11 20 years ago, and we were questioning Saudi Arabia's commitment to a relationship with us at that point. But over time, and especially under President Trump, there's been a shift in the Middle East, especially with Israel, but even more importantly, those Gulf states that have continued to try to build a relationship with the West. And those are all positive steps that they've taken, and it's good for us. It's good for stability in the Middle East. And of course, now seeing that Iran is actually attacking the UAE. They just killed a civilian in the United Arab Emirates. Qatar is now on our side saying, look, we are here to help. They don't have the military capability that we do. But of course, Saudi Arabia is much more allied in this situation. And that's why I totally understand President Trump's frustration and anger at Europe and these NATO countries that we bailed them out. We saved their backsides during World War II. Yeah. And of course, this is how they behave and do not even want to assist in the Straits of Hormuz, which helps all of us on an energy front.
Yeah, especially the Europeans, to your point. I mean, they're in a full-blown energy shock. I mean, Americans are facing, and I don't want to diminish it, higher gas prices, but not as bad as it was under Joe Biden. So relatively speaking, it's okay, not great, but okay. But Europe is going through an energy shock, as you know. The president had strong words for NATO and talked about the work that needs to be done. I'm going to play what the president said and get your reaction. Listen.
We're not ready to leave yet, but we'll be leaving in the near future. We'll be leaving in pretty much the very near future. But right now they've been decimated from every standpoint. And again, we've had great support from countries in the Middle East, great support, but we've had no support from, essentially, no support from NATO.
And he went on to say that he may walk from NATO. Maybe he's just saying that to kind of force them to the table and helping with the Strait of Hormuz. He's talked about this before, though, as you know. NATO dates back to the late 1940s, obviously post-World War II. That would reshape the whole world order, obviously, if America is saying, look, the Europeans are not here for us. Why would we bail you out when you need us if the Russians or someone comes after you? Your thoughts, big picture. I mean, this is not just a small matter, A, that the Europeans are not helping us, but that, B, the American president is talking about maybe walking from NATO. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, well, President Trump is playing chess, and these folks are playing checkers. The fact that we went in and took out Maduro in Venezuela, that was a huge move. And of course, I think, part of our problem is, as Americans, our attention span is so short. We like these Mission Impossible moments where we zip in, take out the leader, and we're out, and it's a 2-hour episode. Well, that's not the case in Iran. This is going to take longer, and a commitment from not only us and Israel and other Gulf states, Middle Eastern countries, but Europe needs to get in this. Russia's not coming to defend Iran. That should tell Europe something right there. China's not coming to defend Iran. That should tell you something right there. And of course, what President Trump is doing, at the same time he's defeating and destroying the assets of Iran, he's saying to China, you know what? Hey, we're going to get the Straits of Hormuz secured so that way your oil and gas can get to you. When he's not saying, hey, we're going to make life tough on you guys and let this happen because you're not helping out here. He's actually, President Trump is a businessman. He knows how to get deals done multiple deals at a time, working with people that he needs to build those relationships with. And in Europe is just simply getting this wrong here. And the fact that President Trump floats this idea about leaving NATO, they should take him seriously, because he will do what he says he's doing. He's giving them a chance to get this back in proper order.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I want to get one more in on something closer to home here, a political issue. Your colleague James Comer today issued a subpoena, a rare one, particularly for a Republican-led committee to subpoena the Attorney General for Republican President Pam Bondi over possible mismanagement of the release of the Epstein files. Comer writing in part, as Attorney General, you are responsible directly for overseeing the collection, review, and determinations regarding the release of those files. As you know, you were there for the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which the president signed into law. You possess valuable insight into these efforts. He's not accusing her of wrongdoing. He wants to hear from her.
Right.
It's rare for an attorney general to be subpoenaed, but your Democrat colleagues are accusing her, and she is going to have a chance to defend herself, of covering up some of the files to protect the president. What do you make of this showdown?
Well, first of all, I think that Chairman Comer is doing the right thing. Transparency is always the best choice, and giving Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, the opportunity to come down and explain, the rollout. Now, I'll be honest, sometimes the rollout felt a little clumsy, but I'm always going to be willing to trust, Pam in the situation, saying, look, we're trying to protect victims. We're trying to make sure that as we roll this out, that it's done in a proper way. I'm not a lawyer, so I understand. I'm willing to take that information and say, okay, I get it. But it did feel a little clumsy at times. So this is going to give her an opportunity to roll it out. And I think every time transparency is at work and people get a chance to explain, it'll help us understand the situation one way or the other. So I applaud them, and I think Pam's she's very smart, and she can defend herself on this.
Absolutely. Congressman Marlin Stutzman, always giving us some great insight. We appreciate your time tonight, sir. Thank you.